Hello, my name is Suzanne Runts, and I'm one of the clinical dietitians at the Medical University of South Carolina. I work in the Department of Pediatric Endocrinology. Today I'm going to discuss carbohydrate counting. Carbohydrate counting is an important tool used when planning a meal or a menu for someone with diabetes. It is the carbohydrates in food that affect the blood sugar the most. The first step in carbohydrate counting is to identify the foods that contain carbohydrates. There are three substances in food that contain calories. These are protein, fat, and carbohydrates. But we already know that it is the carbohydrates in food that affect the blood sugar the most. Eating a variety of food is important so that you can get all the nutrients that your body needs. First, we will start by looking at the food guide pyramid. At the base of the pyramid are the breads and the grains. Anything that belongs in this food category is always considered a carbohydrate. The next group is the fruits and juices. Any fresh fruit, canned fruit, or juice itself is always considered a carbohydrate as well. The next is the milk group. Anything that belongs in this group is also a carbohydrate. And finally, the sweets. The remaining groups in the food guide pyramid are not considered carbohydrates. These are your meat and proteins, your fats such as butter and oil, and your vegetables. However, these food groups should not be ignored. Large portions of these foods may also contribute to high blood sugars and add unwanted calories to your diet. Now that we know which foods contain carbohydrates, the breads and grains, the fruits and juices, milks, and sweets, there are a few exceptions to the rule. The first exception are starchy vegetables. Some vegetables actually contain carbohydrates, and we call them starchy vegetables. These are things like corn, potatoes, and dry beans. A good rule to remember is that if it is bright in color, or you could eat it raw, possibly put it in a salad, it is not a carbohydrate-containing vegetable and does not need to be counted. The next exception to the rule is cheese. Although cheese belongs in the milk group, it is not considered a carbohydrate. It is mostly protein and does not need to be counted. Let's recap what we have learned so far. First, the foods that contain carbohydrates are foods that belong in the breads and grain group, the fruit group, milks, sweets, and starchy vegetables. Take a look around your kitchen and your pantry and at your plate to see if you can identify the sources of carbohydrates that you eat. If you would like to learn more about carbohydrate counting, please follow along to the next video that discusses how to count carbohydrates looking at food labels.